Good morning. Today is Memorial Day, a special day set aside where we remember the heroes who died trying to protect others. It's a good thing to do, to remember the sacrifice that other people have made so that you and I can enjoy the freedoms that we have today. The Bible, in the book of Hebrews, has its own Heroes of the Faith Memorial. It shows us that it's good to remember the sacrifice that other people have made, and it also challenges us to live a life that glorifies God.
Hey everybody, let's play a game called Name That Hero. This hero once killed a giant with a sling and a stone. Who was it? Did you guess David? Okay, how about this one? This hero did not die. Nope. God took him away. Who was it? His name was Enoch. This next hero hid two spies who had come to spy on the city of Jericho. Did you guess Rahab? Alright, what about this one? This hero spent over 100 years building a boat. What was his name? Did you guess Noah? I hope so. We just talked about Noah. Okay, last one. Guess this hero. This hero led Israel out of Egypt and slavery. Who was it? Did you guess Moses? Alright, well hey, enjoy the service. I'll catch you later, boys and girls.
Have any of you ever visited a national cemetery around a holiday like Veterans Day or Memorial Day? If you have, you've probably seen a lot of little flags, kind of like this one. Anytime we celebrate a national holiday dedicated to honoring our nation's heroes, people carry thousands of those little flags into cemeteries to mark the graves of those who served. These headstones have different names, dates, and even wars listed on the front, but they all carry the bars and stars of the American flag in front. It's a beautiful sight to see. And today, we also remember some other heroes, the heroes of the faith. God gave us a book of stories about the faithful men and women who blazed the path we now follow. Thanks to men and women like Abel, Enoch, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Gideon, Barak, Samson, David, and Samuel, we are here today in a free country worshiping the same Lord. God wants to give you the faith He gave to the heroes in the Bible. If we trust God and we seek Him with all of our hearts, we can have faith like Abraham, Ruth, Peter, Mary Magdalene, or even like Paul. God can do great things through men and women and even children of faith, but it's up to us to seek Him and ask Him to make us great, faithful disciples. Let's thank God for the heroes of the past and ask Him to make us heroes for the generations to come.
And we're walking, and stop. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. I'm your tour guide, Charles C. Charles III, but you may call me Charlie. Hi Charlie, I'm Aaron. The Hall of Faith is dedicated to our great heroes of the Bible. Here we preserve the history of their great faith, so that future generations can be inspired. First up of the tour is Captain's hat that belonged to Noah. Whoa, that's his cap? Don't touch it. Yes, indeed, Noah built the world's first cruise ship, a floating zoo, large enough for his family and two of every animal on the earth. Noah had faith to obey God, and his whole family was saved. What's that over there? Ah, yes, the diaper bag. This diaper bag once belonged to a man named Abraham and his wife Sarah. It is a diaper bag they used to carry diapers and pacifiers for their son Isaac. Cool. Abraham had faith God would give him a son. Even though he was an old man, when Abraham turned 100, God fulfilled that promise. Wow! Next, we have the crown. Belonged to second in command of Egypt. His name was Joseph. He was the great-grandson of Abraham.
I remember him. He kept his faith while he was a slave and a prisoner. And then one day, he saved his family from a famine.
Very good.
Thank you.
Now, let's see if you can guess what this item is.
I don't believe it. That's the staff that Moses used to part the Red Sea.
Yes, it is. Moses was a man of great faith who trusted God to help him free the Israelites from slavery and lead them to the promised land.
How do I know it's the same staff?
Would you like me to drop it on the ground and see it turn into a snake?
No way!
Then have faith. This is the staff.
Okay, I have faith.
Good. Then we have accomplished our goal. We didn't build this museum just to show off some ancient pieces of our history. We built this place to build your faith. If you believe as Abraham, Moses, and Joseph did, God can do great things in your life, and you can be a hero of faith too.
Are you sure about that?
As sure as I am, the sling of David is in the next room.
You have the slingshot of David?
Wait, don't you want to see Samson's hair gel? Since we're talking about heroes, I want to play a game called Remembering Superheroes. I have 5 cups in front of me. Each of them will have a superhero in one of them. Right here we have Black Panther, Batman, Black Widow, Captain America, and Thor. Black Panther, Batman, Black Widow, Captain America, and Thor. Pay attention and try to remember who is under each cup. Alright, let's see who's under these cups. Who do you think is under this cup? If you guess Black Panther, then you are correct. Who do you think is under this cup? If you guess Batman, then you are correct. Who do you think is under the next one? If you guessed Thor, then you are correct. Let's see if you can get this one right. Who do you think is under this one? If you guessed Captain America, then you are right. Let's see if you can get the final one right. Who do you think is under this one? If you guessed Black Widow, then you are correct. Remember the past, remember the heroes of the faith, and let them inspire you.
I love my cereal, my cereal. All right, everybody, it is time to memorize our Bible verse for this lesson. If you can memorize this verse and send me a video on Facebook, email, text it to me of you reciting this verse, you'll win a box of cereal. Now, it's kind of a long verse for this 1 week lesson, and so I got some motions to help you memorize it. So everybody stand up, do these motions with me. You ready? It says a huge cloud of witnesses is all around us. So let us throw off everything that stands in our way. Let us throw off any sin that holds on to us so tightly, and let us keep on running the race marked out for us. And that comes from Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. Memorize that Bible verse.
My heart was captured, sin held me captive. Now 'cause of you, God, I'm set free. I feel like dancing, I can't help moving. I got this crazy joy creeping up in me. Whoa, let's wake the city up. Whoa, when the crowds go home and the hype dies down, we will sing 'cause we're unashamed. Just like Paul and Silas, when I stay quiet, whenever we praise, we sing with voices of freedom. We sing with voices of freedom. We sing with voices of freedom. You give me purpose, you keep your promise. I hear your spirit call to me, to be the difference, to live for Jesus, to shine a light now for all to see. Whoa, let's wake the city up. Whoa, when the crowds go home and the hype dies down, we will sing 'cause we're unashamed. Just like Paul and Silas, when I stay quiet, whenever we praise, we sing with voices of freedom. We sing with voices of freedom. We sing with voices of freedom. Whatever the calling, whatever the moment, we'll sing. Whatever the calling, whatever the moment, we'll sing with voices of freedom. When the crowds go home and the hype dies down, we will sing 'cause we're unashamed. Just like Paul and Silas, when I stay quiet, whenever we praise, we sing with voices of freedom. When the crowds go home and the hype dies down, we will sing 'cause we're unashamed. Just like Paul and Silas, when I stay quiet, whenever we praise, we sing with voices of freedom. We sing with voices of freedom. We sing with voices of freedom. We sing with voices of freedom.
For some people, Memorial Day is nothing more than a day off of work or a day off of school. Now that might be a little different this year since people are staying at home, but usually it's the end of a 3-day weekend to kick off summer and nothing else. But for many of us, Memorial Day is a very special day. It's a day to remember the price that was paid so that we could live in a free country. America is the land of the free and the home of the brave. But that freedom came with a price. And the first Americans to pay that price were the men who died at Lexington and Concord when the American Revolution began. Since that time, thousands of brave men and women have fought and died to preserve our nation, to keep us free. America has been through many wars since our revolution. The Barbary Coast War, the War of 1812, the Mexican War, the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and most recently we've waged an ongoing war to defend ourselves and others in the war on terrorism. In times of struggle and in times of peace, it's important that we pause and we stop to remember the people that we lost, the people who gave their lives so that we can enjoy our freedom. See, America would not be here without their sacrifice. We owe them everything. Today, as we turn to our Bibles, we want to take a moment to remember another group of heroes. Now, these are men and women who blazed a path for us, but not as Americans, as believers in God. They're the heroes of the Old and the New Testament, the heroes of the faith. And it's because of their faith that you and I are here worshiping the same God. In Hebrews chapter 11, we find a list of some of the greatest heroes of the Bible and a challenge to follow in their footsteps. Come with me as we take a walk through what some people call the Hall of Faith.
Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. By faith we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what is visible. By faith Abel brought God a better offering than Cain did. By faith he was commended as righteous, when God spoke well of his offerings, and by faith Abel still speaks even though he is dead. By faith Enoch was taken from this life, so that he did not experience death. He could not be found because God had taken him away. For before he was taken, he was commended as one who pleased God. By faith Noah, when warned about things not yet seen, built an ark to save his family. By his faith he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness that is in keeping with faith. By faith Abraham, when called to go to a place he would later receive as his inheritance, obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. By faith he made his home in the promised land like a stranger in a foreign country. He lived in tents, as did Isaac and Jacob, who were heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city with foundations, whose architect and builder is God. And by faith even Sarah, who was past childbearing age, was enabled to bear children because she considered him faithful who had made the promise. And so from this one man, and he as good as dead, came descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and as countless as the sand on the seashore. By faith Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau in regard to their future. By faith Jacob, when he was dying, blessed each of Joseph's sons, and worshipped as he leaned on the top of his staff. By faith Joseph, when his end was near, spoke about the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt and gave instructions concerning the burial of his bones. By faith Moses' parents hid him for 3 months after he was born, because they saw he was no ordinary child, and they were not afraid of the king's edict. By faith Moses, when he had grown up, refused to be known as the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He chose to be mistreated along with the people of God rather than enjoy the fleeting pleasures of sin. He regarded disgrace for the sake of Christ as of greater value than the treasures of Egypt, because he was looking ahead to his reward. By faith he left Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He persevered because he saw him who is invisible. By faith he kept the Passover and the application of blood, so that the destroyer of the firstborn would not touch the firstborn of Israel. By faith the people passed through the Red Sea as on dry land, but when the Egyptians tried to do so, they were drowned. By faith the walls of Jericho fell, after the army had marched around them for 7 days. By faith Rahab, because she welcomed the spies, was not killed with those who were disobedient. These were all commended for their faith, yet none of them received what had been promised, since God had planned something better for us, so that only together with us they would be made perfect. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and not lose heart.
If someone were to build a hall of fame for faith, I doubt, though, that this is where they would begin. The first class of inductees would have to include men like Abraham and Enoch and Jacob and Joseph and David, as well as New Testament heroes like Peter and John and Stephen the Martyr and Paul. And you'd have to include women like Rahab and Ruth and Esther and Mary Magdalene, who was the first of Jesus' followers to see him after the resurrection. It's because of these men and these women that we have God's Word. It's because of them that we know Jesus as our Savior. It's because of them that we gather here every week to celebrate what God has done for us. A Hall of Fame is intended to honor the past, but is also intended to inspire the future. Just like the Baseball Hall of Fame inspires future All-Stars, and the Rock Hall of Fame in Cleveland inspires future musicians, the Hall of Faith can inspire us to become true followers of Christ. We can do great things for the Lord, just like these Hall of Faithers, if we trust God the way they did. If you go back and read the stories of the men and women from the Hall of Faith, though, you'll discover they all had one more thing in common besides their faith. They were imperfect. Noah became a drunkard in his old days. Abraham sometimes struggled with the truth, as did his son Isaac and his grandson Jacob. And Joseph and Samson struggled with pride. Gideon struggled with doubt. Even the great King David sinned and made it worse trying to cover it up. So why does it matter that these men and women were imperfect? It's because it tells us that anyone with a pure heart can be a hero of the faith. See, we've all sinned. You and I, we've all messed up. We've all fallen short of God's glory. But if we seek God first, and if we spend time with Him every day, we can have the same powerful faith as our heroes. There's one more thing I should mention about the Hall of Faith, and that is there's always room for more. Every Hall of Fame, from the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown to the Pinball Hall of Fame in Las Vegas, they induct new people, new inductees, new honorees every year. And there's room in the Hall of Faith for new heroes. If we give our lives fully to Jesus, we can take our place in the Hall of Faith one day. As the writer of Hebrews puts it, a huge cloud of witnesses is all around us. So let us throw off everything that stands in our way. Let us throw off any sin that holds on to us so tightly. And let us keep on running the race marked out for us. There's room in the Hall of Faith for you. So let's run the race and earn our place. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you back here next week.
People like to gather around the campfire to share exciting and scary stories, all in good fun.
In a stormy night, very dark in the house.
It all started in World War II when gas masks were coming through everyone's faces.
So I was driving my car late at night and the earth started splitting open in front of me. There was this chicken that was screaming, "The sky is falling! The sky is falling!"
The Bible is filled with amazing, scary, and exciting stories that are more than just fun. They can teach us valuable lessons about God. Join us as we dig deeper into these stories. Join us for Campfire Stories.
Have any of you ever visited one of our nation's cemeteries?
Your seminaries?
Anytime we celebrate a national holiday dedicated to the people who honor...
How's it going?
And one day, he saved his...
Okay. Just let's go back to I remember him. And then one day, he saved his family from a famine.
And then one day, he saved his family from a famine. Very good. Hey, it only took me 2 tries.
No.
Oh, shit!
Okay, just go. Just say he saved his family from a famine. Oh.
Moses was a great man and had great faith.
We gather together to ask the Lord's blessing. America is the land of the home and the free and the brave. See, America is the land of the home and the free of the brave, and the Rock Hall of Fame in Cleveland inspires future musicians. And the Rock Hall of Fame inspires future musicians. And the Rock Hall of Fame in Cleveland inspires future musicians. The Hall of Faith can. If someone were to build a Hall of Faith for fame,